in Washington Square in Brookline. And that was my initiation into being a landlord. And so we ran that property. It turned out to be a very good deal financially. And that's one of the things that will come back again and again in this campaign is simple, basic financial best practices. Like putting solar on your house will make you money, but the city doesn't want to put solar on the top of its buildings and make money, which is really unbelievably foolish. So come back to the learning about multifamilies and how they're an advantage. And then we realized we had one 3-family. Well, why wouldn't we buy another one? And so we bought one in Newton, and then we bought another one in Newton. So we ended up with about 6 multifamilies. We had 3 of them in Brookline and 4 of them in Newton, and I managed everything. I was on the roof of every one of those places. I did everything. We renovated some of them, but I managed it all. So I learned about how that business works. And so I became a landlord, but I was a very good landlord. I had people who would write me notes saying, "Hey, that was really great. We're leaving. We're sorry about that, but you were the greatest landlord we ever had." And the reason was that I would always listen to what the tenants said. And if they said something should be improved, I improved it. And I had a general rule of improving every apartment. So I replaced windows. So I learned that you find certain contractors are really good. So I did that. I also painted. I have refinished many floors. I kind of done light carpentry. I also did the landscaping for all of these places. So I learned how to be a landlord hands-on. And I learned how to manage buildings. And I learned how to manage people. And I had a really good time. And that ended up being my retirement plan, basically. So I had that business. On the other side, I had full-time jobs at normal companies in software engineering. But in 1998, I started my own consulting company that did software development. I've got those 2 businesses, and I would do all the QuickBooks, all the finance, I was the bookkeeper for both businesses. So I'd do the bookkeeping, and then I'd get an accountant to actually do the tax return, but I did all the day-to-day. So I had a huge amount I had 2 jobs all the time, which was my day engineering job and my evening rental thing. And you're there sitting after dinner on a Friday night, and 8 o'clock comes a call, I had the drain blocked up. So I know what that is like. And I also know one very important thing, apart from knowing about finances. I know that you have to invest in the properties to maintain them properly. And that is why it's heartbreaking to see the attitude in Framingham towards infrastructure, where roads are being let go, the water and sewer system has been going downhill for a while, and school roofs. When I joined the school committee, they did nothing. All the school roofs were out of warranty. They did nothing for 5 years. So I can bring all that business experience to managing things in Framingham. So that gives the business background.